Jake Bradley walked slowly through the busy corridors of Harmony Station. As the station commander, he liked to see things with his own eyes instead of just reading reports. The station was a huge place, floating in space where many different alien species came to trade, rest, and fix their ships. Today felt different somehow. More ships were docked than usual, and most of them were in the repair areas. Jake noticed something odd as he walked past the big windows that showed the repair bays below. The bays were full, but not in the way he expected. Each species had their own repair section. The Zephyrians had Bay 1 through 5. The Keltans had Bay 6 through 10. The Vortex had Bay 11 through 15. But Jake saw something strange. Almost all the alien ships were in the human repair bays, which were numbered 16 through 30. Lieutenant Amy Foster met him at the main viewing deck. She carried a data pad and looked worried. Amy had been with the station for 3 years and knew the daily routines better than anyone. "Commander Bradley," she said, "I need to show you something. Our repair bay reports don't make sense." Jake took the data pad from her. The numbers were clear. In the past week, 73 out of 100 alien ships had asked for human repair services. Last month it was 61 out of 100. 3 months ago it was only 12 out of 100. "Maybe their own repair bays are broken?" Jake asked. Amy shook her head. "I checked. All species repair bays are working fine. They have empty spots. They have staff, ready to work. But the alien captains keep asking for our people to fix their ships." Jake looked down at the busy repair bays. In Bay 17, a huge Zephyrian battlecruiser sat like a metal whale. Human workers in yellow suits crawled all over it, looking tiny next to the alien ship. In Bay 22, a sleek Kelton destroyer was getting its weapon system checked by a team of 5 humans. "There has to be a reason," Jake said. "Aliens always use their own repair people. It's a pride thing. They don't like other species touching their technology." "That's what I thought too," Amy said. "But yesterday a Zephyrian captain got angry when his ship was repaired in their own bay. He demanded human workers redo everything." Said the Zephyrian, "Work wasn't good enough." Jake found this very strange. The Zephyrians were known for their perfect engineering. Their repair work was so good that other species sometimes hired them. "Who's the captain of that big ship down there?" Jake pointed to Bay 17 Captain Thexivor. "He's been here for 2 days. His ship barely had any damage, but he specifically asked for our best human team." Jake made a decision. "I want to talk to him and bring Steve Martinez. He's the head of our repair department." Amy nodded and started making calls. Within 10 minutes, they were walking toward Bay 17. The entrance to the repair bay was huge, big enough for large equipment to move in and out. As they walked inside, the sound of tools and machinery filled the air. Steve Martinez was waiting for them. Steve was a big man with strong hands. He had been fixing ships for 20 years and knew how to handle any kind of engine or weapon system. His blue work clothes had grease stains all over them. "Commander," Steve said with a nod, "we're almost done with the first check. This Zephyrian ship is in great shape. I don't understand why they want repairs." "That's what we want to find out," Jake said. "Can you arrange a meeting with the captain?" Steve wiped his hands on a rag. "Captain Thexivor is in the observation room. He watches everything we do, very carefully." They walked to the observation room, which was up a flight of stairs. Through the glass windows, they could see the entire bay. The Zephyrian captain stood there, a tall creature with blue skin and 4 arms. His large eyes moved constantly, watching every human worker. "Captain Thexivor," Jake said as they entered, "I'm Commander Bradley. I hope our repair work meets your standards." The alien captain turned to face them. His face had too many angles for human eyes to follow easily. "Commander Bradley, your workers are adequate." "Adequate?" Steve asked, sounding a bit offended. "Sir, our team is the best on the station." "Yes," the captain said slowly. "That is why I am here." Jake felt more confused. "Captain, I'm curious. Your species has excellent repair facilities. Why choose human workers?" Captain Thexivor was quiet for a long moment. His 4 arms moved in ways that meant he was thinking hard. "Your question is direct." "Sometimes direct is better," Amy said. The alien captain looked at them carefully. There are reasons. Reasons that may surprise you. But I cannot speak freely. My government has rules about this subject. Jake stepped closer. Sir, we're just trying to understand. Are you unhappy with your own repair services? No, the captain said quickly. Zephyrian repair work is perfect. By our standards, it is the best in the galaxy. Then why? Jake started to ask. Because, the captain interrupted. Sometimes perfect is not what we need. Sometimes we need something different. Steve scratched his head. Different how? Captain Thexivore seemed to struggle with words. When humans repair our ships, they work longer, better. The parts last more cycles. Efficiency goes up. The humans looked at each other in surprise. This made no sense. Human technology was considered much lower than alien technology. Captain, Amy said carefully, are you saying our repairs improve your ships? The alien captain's skin changed to a darker blue, which Jake knew meant embarrassment. This conversation must remain private. My government does not know I speak of this. Jake felt a chill run down his back. Something was very wrong here, or very right. But which one? Captain, Jake said, would you be willing to show us what you mean? Maybe we can understand better if we see some examples. Captain Thexivore thought for a long time. Finally, he nodded. Yes, but not here. Too many eyes. Meet me in my private quarters in 1 hour. Dock 17 Alpha. Come alone, Commander Bradley. And bring only your repair chief. With that, the alien captain walked out of the room, leaving the 3 humans standing. There with more questions than answers. Jake and Steve arrived at Dock 17 Alpha exactly 1 hour later. The Zephyrian private quarters were much bigger than human rooms. The ceiling was tall enough for the alien captain to stand comfortably. Strange blue lights gave everything an underwater feeling. Captain Thexivore was waiting for them. He had changed from his military uniform into something that looked like a long robe. His forearms moved nervously as he gestured for them to sit on low platforms that served as chairs. Before I speak, the captain said, you must understand the risk. My people have rules about sharing certain information with other species. Jake nodded. We understand. Whatever you tell us stays between us. Good. The captain reached into a wall panel and pulled out a small device. This will block any recording equipment. Now we can speak freely. Steve looked around the room. It was strange to be in such an alien space. The walls seemed to breathe slightly, expanding and contracting in a slow rhythm. Captain, Jake said, can you tell us why you're really here? Captain. Thexivore's skin color shifted from blue to purple, showing deep thought. 3 months ago, my ship was damaged in a minor battle. Nothing serious. A few holes in the hull, some burned circuits. Normal damage for a patrol vessel. Standard repairs, Steve said. We handle that kind of damage every day. Yes, the captain continued. I went to our own repair station first. My engineers fixed everything perfectly. By all measurements, the ship was better than new. Perfect efficiency ratings. All systems tested perfectly. Jake waited for him to continue. But then, the captain's voice became quieter. Strange things started happening. The engines ran smoother than before the damage. The weapon systems were more accurate. Even the environmental controls worked better. My crew noticed it immediately. That doesn't sound like a problem, Steve said. It should not be possible, the captain said firmly. Zephyrian technology is designed to work at exact specifications. There is no better than perfect in our systems. But something had changed. The captain stood up and walked to the wall. He pressed his hand against it, and a section became transparent like a window. Through it, they could see the human repair bay where his ship sat. I ran tests for weeks. Finally, I discovered what had changed. The repairs themselves were causing the improvements. Not the Zephyrian repairs, but something that happened during those repairs. Jake leaned forward. What happened during the repairs? There was a human worker in the Zephyrian Bay that day. A trainee. She was learning about our systems. While the Zephyrian engineers worked, she asked questions, touched components, made suggestions. Steve's eyebrows went up. One of our people was there? Her name was Linda Smith. She was only observing, but she asked why we use such complex solutions. 4 simple problems. She showed the engineers a different way to route the power systems. They ignored her, of course, but later, when they weren't looking, she made some small adjustments. She changed your systems without permission? Jake asked, worried about the diplomatic problems this could cause. Nothing major, just tiny changes. The way she connected 3 circuits, the angle of a metal support, the tightness of a bolt, but these tiny changes created something my engineers could not explain. The captain touched the wall again. Numbers and charts appeared in the air, floating like holograms. They showed engine efficiency, power distribution, and system performance. Look at these readings, the captain pointed with one of his arms. Before damage, 94% efficiency. After Zephyrian repairs, 94.7% efficiency. After human adjustments, 97.2% efficiency. Steve whistled. That's impossible. A 2.5% increase is huge for ship systems. Exactly. I had my engineers analyze Linda Smith's changes. They found that her work created micro-stress patterns in the metal, tiny vibrations in the circuits. None of it followed our engineering manuals, but all of it improved performance. Jake felt his mind racing. So you came here to get human repairs to recreate those improvements? Yes, but I told my government it was for routine maintenance. They must not know that human methods exceed our technology. Why not? Steve asked. If our work is better, shouldn't everyone benefit? Captain Thexavor's skin shifted to dark purple. Pride, military secrets, control, many reasons, but mostly fear. Fear of what? Jake asked. Fear that if other species learn this, they will depend on humans for all repairs. Fear that human technology might be more advanced than we admit. Fear that we have been wrong about your species. The room fell silent. Jake understood now why this meeting was secret. The implications were huge. If human repair methods were actually superior to alien technology, it would change everything they knew about the galaxy's power structure. Captain, Steve said slowly, are you the only one who knows about this? No. The captain moved to another wall panel and brought up more displays. I have quietly contacted other captains. Kelton captains report similar experiences. Even Vortex, commanders who never admit weakness, have seen their ships improve after human repairs. How many ships are we talking about? Jake asked. In the last month, 73% of all non-human vessels that visited human repair facilities reported better performance afterward, but only in private communications, never officially. Amy Foster had been right about the numbers, but she hadn't known the reason behind them. There's something else, the captain said, his voice even quieter now. Something that will interest you even more. Jake and Steve looked at each other, then back at the captain. Yesterday, I watched your workers for 6 hours. I recorded everything, with my personal scanner. The captain waved his arm, and a holographic display showed Steve's team working on alien engines. I found the answer. The answer to what? Steve asked. Why human repairs work better than ours. Watch this. The hologram focused on one human worker's hands as he tightened a bolt. The display zoomed in further and further until they could see individual molecules. The human's hand trembled slightly as he worked. His heartbeat caused tiny vibrations. His breathing pattern created micro-pressure changes. Your imperfections, the captain said, create perfections. Your hands are not steady like our machines. Your tools are not calibrated to our standards. But these tiny variations create unique stress patterns that strengthen the repairs. Steve stared at his own hands. You're saying our sloppiness makes things better? Not sloppiness, organic unpredictability. Your intuition leads you to make tiny adjustments that our computers would never consider. The result is repairs that adapt and strengthen over time, rather than maintaining exact specifications. Jake felt a strange pride mixed with confusion. So human workers are actually better at repair than advanced alien technology? In some ways, yes, but you must understand. The captain's skin turned a nervous yellow. If this information reaches the wrong ears, it could cause major problems. Political problems, military problems, economic problems. We understand, Jake said. But Captain, if this is true, don't you think other species should benefit from it? Captain Thexivore looked at them with all his large eyes. That choice is not mine to make. But I had to tell someone. You deserve to know the truth about your own abilities. As they prepared to leave, the captain stopped them. Commander Bradley, one more thing. There is a Kelton diplomatic vessel arriving tomorrow. Captain Zixtal. She knows about this too, and she has a proposal that might surprise you. Jake felt another chill. This story was getting bigger than he had imagined. As they left the captain's quarters, he wondered what other secrets were waiting to be discovered. The next morning, Jake called Steve Martinez to his office. They sat around a small table with coffee, something humans had introduced to the station that even some aliens now enjoyed. Steve, I need you to do something for me, Jake said. I want you to run detailed scans on every repair your team does today. Document everything, every tool movement, every adjustment, every bolt you tighten. Steve raised an eyebrow. That's going to slow us down a lot. Why the sudden interest in documentation? Because I think we're missing something important, something about the way humans work that even we don't understand. Steve nodded slowly. All right, I'll put our best scanners on everything, but the crew won't be happy about the extra work. Tell them it's important, really important. As Steve left, Amy Foster knocked on the door. She carried a data pad and looked excited. Commander, that Kelton diplomatic vessel just docked. Captain, Zixtal is requesting a meeting with you in 1 hour. She says it's urgent. Jake stood up. Where does she want to meet? The neural conference room. The one with all the alien mind-link technology. Jake felt uncomfortable. The neural conference room allowed direct mind-to-mind communication between different species. It was typically used for very important diplomatic meetings. Did she say what it's about? No. But she specifically asked that no other humans be present except you. An hour later, Jake entered the neural conference room. The walls were covered with strange crystals that hummed softly. Captain Zixtal was already there, her sleek green skin reflecting the crystal light. Keltons were known for their advanced mental abilities. Commander Bradley, she said, her voice carrying musical tones. Thank you for coming. What I must share requires mental connection. Words alone cannot convey the complexity. Jake hesitated. Mental connections with aliens could be overwhelming for humans, but he needed to know what was happening. I'm ready, he said. Captain Zixtal pressed her hand against a large crystal. Immediately, Jake felt his mind connect with hers. Images and concepts flowed between them faster than speech could carry. Jake saw memories of alien repair bays across the galaxy. Ships being fixed with perfect precision. Everything measured exactly. Every component placed according to exact specifications. And then he saw the results. Ships that worked exactly as designed, but never better. Then came different memories. Ships repaired by humans. Tools that didn't quite fit right. Measurements that were close but not exact. Connections made by feel rather than computer analysis. And the shocking results. Ships that exceeded all performance expectations. We discovered this 5 years ago. Captain Zixtal's thoughts reached him. A damaged Kelton cruiser emergency landed on a human colony world. The only repair facility was human-run. Jake saw the memory through her mind. The human mechanics had worked without proper alien tools, using human equipment and intuition. When the ship left, it performed 15% better than before the damage. We studied it thoroughly, the captain continued. Human repair methods create what we call chaos patterns in materials. These patterns strengthen structures in ways our mathematics cannot predict. Why are you telling me this? Jake thought back. Because it's happening everywhere. Human repair bays across the galaxy are becoming the preferred choice for high performance. Vessels, military ships, racing vessels, exploration craft, all seeking human improvements. More images flowed. Secret communications between alien captains, hidden orders to use human facilities, government officials trying to restrict access to human repair services. There's another level to this, Captain Zixtal continued. We believe human intuition taps into something fundamental about the universe, something our logical approach, Misses entirely. Jake felt dizzy as more complex concepts entered his mind. Quantum mechanics combined with biological intuition. Mathematical theories that explained chaos strengthening order. While you've been talking with Zephyrian captains, I've been conducting my own research. I found something remarkable. The captain shared memories of detailed scans, human workers fixing alien equipment. But the scans showed something invisible to normal observation. Tiny energy patterns flowing from human hands into the materials. Microscopic vibrations that created new molecular bonds. It's not just randomness, she explained. Human touch carries specific energy signatures. Your heartbeat, breathing, even nervous system activity creates patterns that interact with matter at quantum levels. Jake felt overwhelmed by the information flooding his mind. Are you saying humans have some kind of powers? Not powers. Evolution. Your species developed in a way that gives you unique interaction with materials. Other species evolved differently. We became logical and precise. You became intuitive and adaptive. The mental connection showed him more shocking revelations. All advanced alien species had discovered this, but each had kept it secret from the others. Pride, fear, and political maneuvering kept the truth from spreading. There's a growing movement among alien captains, Captain Zixtal shared. We want to end the secrecy. We want to learn from human methods, but our governments resist. The mental connection began to fade as the captain removed her hand from the crystal. Jake stumbled slightly as his own mind reasserted itself. Captain, he said aloud, his voice shaky. What happens next? That depends on what your own people discover, she replied. I hear Dr. Lisa Wong has been conducting her own research. Jake was surprised. How do you know about Dr. Wong? Because she requested alien equipment for testing. My government approved it. They're curious what she'll find when she studies human repairs from a scientific perspective. At that moment, Jake's communicator buzzed. It was Amy Foster. Commander, you need to get to the science lab immediately. Dr. Wong says she's found something incredible about our repair methods. Steve Martinez is already on his way. Jake looked at Captain Zixtal. Is this connected to what you just showed? Me. She nodded. Dr. Wong's about to discover what we've known for years. The question is, what will humanity do with this knowledge? As Jake hurried toward the science lab, his mind raced with questions. If human repair methods were truly superior to advanced alien technology, what else about humans might be special? And why had the aliens kept this secret for so long? The science lab was buzzing with activity when he arrived. Dr. Lisa Wong stood in front of multiple holographic displays, her face showing excitement. Steve Martinez was examining his own tools under alien scanning equipment. Commander, Dr. Wong called out, you're not going to believe what we found. The alien equipment is showing us things about human work that we never knew existed. She pointed to a display showing molecular structures. Look at this. When Steve tightens a bolt, his cellular rhythms create micro-vibrations. These vibrations actually reorganize metal at the atomic level. It's like human bodies are naturally attuned to creating order from disorder. Steve looked at his hands in amazement. Doc, are you saying my hands are some kind of molecular tool? Not just hands, Dr. Wong replied. Your entire nervous system, heart rate, brain waves, even your breathing pattern, they all contribute to a unique energy signature that improves molecular bonds. Jake felt everything clicking into place. This was what the aliens had been hiding. Human biology naturally interacted with matter in ways that surpassed technological precision. Doc, he said, how widespread is this? Is it just repairs or are there other applications? Dr. Wong paused, looking uncertain. That's what scares me, Commander. If this is true, it might explain a lot of other things about human achievements that we've always credited to luck or determination. As Jake stood there staring at the evidence of humanity's hidden capabilities, he realized they were on the edge of something huge. The aliens knew the truth, but what would happen when all of humanity learned about their unique abilities? His communicator buzzed again. This time it was security. Commander, we have a situation. Captain Thexivor's ship has been surrounded by Zephyrian military vessels. They're demanding he stop his communications with humans immediately. Jake felt a chill run down his spine. The secret was getting too big to contain, and it was about to explode across the galaxy. Jake raced toward the docking bay where Captain Thexivor's ship was surrounded. 5 Zephyrian military vessels had positioned themselves around the friendly captain's ship, their weapons systems powered but not aimed directly at the target. It was a clear warning. Amy Foster was already at the observation deck when Jake arrived. "Sir, they're demanding Captain Thexivor cut all communications with humans and return to Zephyrian space immediately. They claim he's sharing classified, military secrets." "Have they made any hostile moves?" Jake asked, studying the situation through the large windows. "Not yet, but their lead commander, General Moxnar, wants to speak with you. He says if we don't hand over all data about human repair methods, they'll consider it an act of war." Jake felt his stomach tighten. A war over repair techniques seemed absurd, but this was clearly more than just repairs now. This was about something fundamental. "Put me through to General Moxnar." The communication came through on the main screen. General Moxnar appeared, his blue skin darker than Captain Thexivor's, showing anger. His forearms were positioned in a threatening stance. "Commander." "Bradley," the general's voice was harsh. "You have interfered with Zephyrian military protocol. Captain Thexivor was ordered to keep his findings classified." "General," Jake replied calmly, "Captain Thexivor has done nothing wrong. We're trying to understand a phenomenon that benefits all species." "Benefits?" The general's skin turned almost black with rage. "You humans have stumbled upon something you don't understand, something that threatens the order of the galaxy." Before Jake could respond, his communicator buzzed. It was Dr. Wong from the lab. "Commander, you need to hear this. I found something incredible." "General, can you give me 5 minutes?" Jake asked. 3 minutes, then we take Captain Thexivor by force if necessary." Jake ran to the nearest communication panel. Dr. Wong's voice came through urgently. "Commander, the alien scanning equipment revealed something amazing. Human repair work doesn't just improve materials. It creates a form of technological evolution." "What do you mean?" "The chaos patterns we create in materials continue to develop over time, like living organisms evolving. After 6 months, a human-repaired component becomes even stronger. After a year, it's completely transformed into something new." Jake felt his head spinning. "Doc, are you saying human touch technology continues to improve on its own?" "Exactly. And here's the shocking part. I found records in the alien database. This has happened before. 2,000 years ago, a primitive human colony accidentally repaired an ancient alien artifact. That device went on to create the first quantum jump drives that all species now use." Jake couldn't breathe. Everything they thought they knew about galactic history was wrong. "There's more," Dr. Wong continued. "I scanned Captain Thexivor's ship thoroughly. The improvements from Linda Smith's work 6 months ago, they've evolved. His ship is now 23% more efficient than when she first touched it." Jake rushed back to the observation deck. General Moxnar was still waiting, his ships moving closer to Captain Thexivor's vessel. "General," Jake said, "we need to discuss this like civilized beings. What we've discovered could help everyone." "You understand nothing," the general replied. "For millennia, we've maintained balance in the galaxy. Each species has their strengths. Each accepts their limitations. What you call improvements, we call destabilization. But if human touch can improve technology for everyone—" "No!" the general shouted. "Don't you see? If all species learn that human intuition surpasses our science, the entire power structure collapses. Wars will start. Alliances will crumble. Billions will die." Jake understood now. This wasn't about pride or military secrets. It was about preventing galactic chaos. At that moment, Captain Zixtal's voice came through on an emergency channel. "Commander Bradley, open docking bay 31, do it now." Jake signaled Amy to comply. Within moments, a small Kelton shuttle landed in Bay 31. Captain Zixtal emerged with 3 other alien captains, 1 Vortex, 1 Nexari, and 1 Qualan. "General Moxnar," Captain Zixtal announced on the main communication channel. "By joint, Order of the Alliance of Independent Captains, you are commanded to stand down. You have no authority here, Zixtal, the general responded. We have the authority of truth, another voice joined. A massive Vortex collective ship appeared from behind the station, its presence immediately shifting the power dynamic. The Vortex were known as the most powerful military force in the galaxy. Ambassador Kretzin of the Vortex Collective appeared on all communication channels. All vessels, hold your positions. We will discuss this matter diplomatically. Jake felt relief wash over him. Vortex intervention meant no immediate violence. Commander Bradley, Ambassador Kretzin said, you and your senior staff will join us for an emergency alliance meeting. Captain Thexvor and the human repair specialists will attend as well. 2 hours later, they gathered in the station's largest conference room. Representatives from 6 major species sat around a circular table. Jake noticed that for the first time in his experience, humans were treated as equals in such a high-level meeting. Ambassador Kretzin stood, his crystalline body reflecting light from all directions. We have reached a critical moment. The truth can no longer be contained. Captain Thexivor spoke next. Ambassador, with respect, my government— Your government, the ambassador interrupted, along with all our governments, has suspected for decades what we now confirm. Human biological factors create superior repairs, but that's only the beginning. Steve Martinez raised his hand awkwardly. Sir, I'm just a repair guy. Could someone explain what's really going on? Dr. Wong answered instead. Steve, your work, all human work involving technology, creates what we now call organic technological synthesis. Human touch doesn't just repair things, it makes them evolve. The jump drives all species use, Ambassador Kretzin continued. Were created by accident when a human child played with an ancient artifact, the quantum communicators that maintain our alliance, developed from human-touched crystals that evolved new properties. Jake felt the weight of this revelation. Are you saying humanity has been responsible for major technological advances without knowing it? For thousands of years, Captain Zixtal confirmed, every major leap in galactic technology can be traced to human interaction with alien devices. But we kept this secret, studying you, using your innovations while pretending our own science created them. General Moxnar's image flickered with anger. And now you expose this? Do you realize what this will cause? Change, Ambassador Kretzin said simply. Inevitable change. The question is not whether to reveal the truth, but how to manage it. Steve stared at his hands again. So when I fix engines, I'm not just fixing them? I'm making them better? You're making them evolve, Mir, Dr. Wong said. Every human who touches technology with intuition and purpose creates the potential for advancement. We're not just good at repairs. We're technological catalysts. Jake saw the bigger picture now. Humans weren't just another species in the galaxy. They were unique in their ability to make technology grow and improve organically. What happens now? Amy asked the question everyone was thinking. Ambassador Kretzin looked around the room. Now we decide together. Do we continue the old ways of secrecy and limited progress? Or do we embrace what humanity offers and face the changes together? The silence in the room was heavy with the weight of galactic history about to be rewritten. Captain Thexvor broke the silence. I vote for truth, for partnership, for evolution. One by one, the alien representatives voiced their agreement. Even General Moxner grudgingly accepted that change was inevitable. Jake realized that in trying to solve a simple mystery about repair bays, they had uncovered humanity's true role in the cosmos, and the galaxy would never be the same. 3 months after the emergency alliance meeting, Harmony Station looked completely different. Construction crews from 6 species worked together, building what would become the first interspecies repair academy. Humans and aliens worked side by side, sharing knowledge openly for the first time in galactic history. Jake Bradley stood in his office looking down at the bustling construction. Amy Foster entered, carrying yet another stack of enrollment applications. Commander, we've Received 3,000 more applications this week alone, she said, placing the stack on his desk. Every species in the galaxy wants to send their best engineers to learn human repair techniques. How are our human instructors handling the pressure? Jake asked. Steve Martinez says they're overwhelmed but excited. He never thought he'd be teaching ambassadors and military engineers how to work with their heart, as he puts it. Jake smiled. Steve had become an unlikely celebrity across the galaxy. Videos of him demonstrating repair techniques were translated into 73 languages and watched billions of times. A chime indicated an incoming priority message. Jake tapped his console, and Captain Thexivor's face appeared on the screen. The Zephyrian captain now served as the Academy's first alien instructor. Commander Bradley, Captain Thexivor said, "We have another breakthrough to report. One of our Kelton students accidentally discovered something while practicing on a quantum drive." What kind of breakthrough? Jake asked, knowing by now that these discoveries happened daily. She was attempting to repair a damaged timeshift regulator. Her nervousness caused her hands to shake more than usual. The result was a 43% improvement in temporal accuracy. But that's not the remarkable part. Jake raised an eyebrow. It's not? The regulator is now exhibiting signs of temporal awareness. It's beginning to predict its own maintenance needs and adjust performance accordingly. We think she accidentally created the first self-aware quantum component. Jake felt his usual mixture of excitement and worry. 3 months of open collaboration had led to technological advances that would have taken centuries using traditional methods. But each advance brought new challenges. Keep monitoring it, Jake instructed, and make sure all safety protocols are followed. After the call ended, Amy spoke up. "Sir, we need to discuss the other matter, the one Dr. Wong discovered last week." Jake nodded grimly. They had hoped this issue would resolve itself, but it was becoming more serious each day. How bad is it now? 17 cases reported this morning. Humans who are working too intensely with advanced alien technology are experiencing what Dr. Wong calls synthesis fatigue. Their bodies are being overwhelmed by the feedback loop. Jake walked to the window again, troubled. The same gift that let humans improve technology was taking a toll on some who pushed too hard. When humans worked too long or too intensely with alien machinery, their bodies started showing strain, fatigue, disorientation, and in severe cases, temporary loss of their enhancement abilities. Has Dr. Wong found a solution? She's working on it, but she says we need to establish work limits and rotation schedules. We can't let human workers burn out their natural abilities. Before Jake could respond, his communicator buzzed with an emergency tone. "All senior staff to the docking bay immediately. We have a priority 1 visitor." Jake and Amy rushed to the docking bay where a massive ship was arriving. It was unlike anything they'd seen. A combination of technologies from multiple species, but with a design that seemed to flow like water. It was beautiful in a way that defied traditional engineering. "What ship is that?" Amy asked. The answer came from Steve Martinez, who arrived running. "That's the Unity, the first ship designed entirely by the Interspecies Academy. Every species contributed, but it was built using human-enhanced techniques throughout." As the ship docked, Ambassador Kretzen emerged, followed by the captain, a human woman named Linda Smith, the same trainee who had started this entire journey with her unauthorized adjustments on Captain Thexivor's ship. "Commander Bradley," Ambassador Kretzen announced, "we present the future of galactic cooperation. The Unity represents not just human enhancement of alien technology, but true synthesis. Every species contributed their expertise, enhanced through human intuitive capabilities." Linda stepped forward. She looked tired, but proud. "Commander, this ship doesn't just perform better than traditional designs, it learns. It adapts. It's alive in a way that bridges the gap between technology and biology." Jake felt a chill run down his spine. "Alive? The ship's systems are evolving in real time," Dr. Wong explained, appearing from the crowd. "Human-touched components are beginning to show signs of genuine artificial intelligence. Not programmed, but emergent. Organic." Ambassador Kretzen continued, This is why we needed to end the secrecy. Humanity doesn't just improve our technology. You're helping us create new forms of existence. The Unity is the first of what we hope will be many collaborative achievements. Steve approached Linda. So all those small adjustments you made years ago led to this, she finished. But I'm not special. Any human who trusts their intuition and works with purpose can do the same. That's what we're here to teach. Jake looked around at the assembled crowd. Humans and aliens standing together, working towards something none of them could have imagined alone. The Repair Academy was just the beginning. They were building a future where the line between biology and technology blurred, where intuition and logic worked together, where species didn't compete but evolved together. There's something else, Ambassador Kretzen said quietly. Our combined analysis has revealed why humans have this ability. Your species evolved on a planet with unique quantum field variations. Every human carries within them a natural connection to fundamental forces that we've been trying to understand for millennia. You're not just good at repairs. You're living bridges between thought and reality. The weight of this revelation settled over everyone. Humans weren't just another species in the galaxy. They were a missing piece in the puzzle of existence itself. Over the following weeks, the Interspecies Repair Academy officially opened. Steve Martinez stood before the first class of 200 students, 50 humans and 150 aliens from 12 different species. He held up a simple wrench. This is where we start, he said. Not with quantum equations or molecular theory. We start with feeling, with intuition, with the courage to trust your hands and your heart over your head. A young Vortex student raised a crystalline appendage. Instructor Martinez, how do we learn to ignore our logic centers? Our species has evolved to rely on computational thinking. Steve smiled. That's the beautiful thing. You don't ignore logic, you combine it with something deeper. Watch. He demonstrated on a damaged power cell, his hands moving with practiced ease. As he worked, the alien scanners showed energy patterns flowing from his touch into the device. But today something different happened. Some of the alien students began showing similar patterns, faint but present. See? Steve said, pointing to the scanner readouts. You're already learning. Because this isn't about being human. It's about being alive. It's about connecting with the universe at the most basic level. 6 months later, Jake received a report that made him smile. Across the galaxy, ships were running more efficiently. Communication systems were clearer, even personal. Devices seemed to last longer and work better. The effect was spreading beyond the academy, as what was learned there spread to homeworlds and colonies. But the most important change was simpler. For the first time in recorded galactic history, species were working together as equals, united by a shared understanding that wisdom could come from any source, and that the greatest advances happened when they combined their unique strengths, rather than competing for dominance. Jake walked through the Academy's halls, hearing multiple languages mixing together, watching humans and aliens solve problems, side by side. Linda Smith passed him in the corridor, now head of the Quantum Engineering Department, discussing complex theoretical concepts with a group of Kelton students. Commander Bradley, she called out. Next week we're starting the Consciousness Technology Fusion Program. 20 volunteers from 7 species are ready to explore what happens when organic intuition meets artificial intelligence. Jake nodded, his mind already on the countless possibilities ahead. The secret had been revealed, the truth accepted, and now the real work began. Humanity had found its place in the cosmos not as conquerors or servants, but as catalysts for evolution itself. As he looked out at the stars through the station's main viewport, Jake realized they weren't just fixing broken machines anymore. They were building bridges between worlds, between species, between the possible and the impossible. And it had all started with a human worker making unauthorized adjustments to an alien captain's ship, trusting intuition over regulation. The galaxy would never be the same, and that was exactly as it should be.